All right, good morning-ish, depending on where you are. So let's see where I left off yesterday. So after yesterday's stream, I did do a little bit more work on this. I I started playing around with. I went back over to this template that was on GitHub, and I had it build out more of these cards so that we can use them um, later on when we need them. And I tried to start cleaning up some of this stuff where you can switch between different cities, but something is breaking here. Actually, a lot of things were breaking, and Lovable was actually being quite difficult yesterday. Um, so what I'm trying to figure out now is I got to go back and we're going to clean up a lot of this stuff. I want to clean up the flow of this app actually, and let's see. I also had a really terrible time yesterday with Arch, the Arch browser. So I'm going to open up all my stuff here today. Let's get this going. This is the local instance of it. I'm going to split this up here so that when I want to do the local dev, if I could find where I put that tab now. Oops. Let's do a new window here. And let me see if I can just bring this up just a little bit so I can switch between them. I don't have like an easy way of, maybe on my keyboard. My keyboard's sort of set up in a weird way. Oh, there we go. Wait. Oh, actually, that's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay. I think I can switch between all these things more or less. All right, so I got that, and now the other thing I wanted to do was get we'll get ChatGPT going in here to help as needed, and let's get started. So the goal today is I want to get the actual core of the game engine up and running again. So I have some of it working, and what I want to do is fix what is not working. But this is where I was starting to run into some issues yesterday. Like, let's try this again and see if this is going to actually work. This tool here lets you edit and select divs on the screen. Although, you know what, I think I remember why I was setting up my own stuff, because I tried telling it to delete this whole thing yesterday, and then it just started like acting really weird and adding all kinds of crap. So you know what? Let's do this. I'm just going to if I can find my right tab. Okay, I'm just going to do this by hand because I don't feel like dealing with Lovable at the moment. So I don't know why there's an error here, but let's delete this, and I'm just going to shrink this a little bit. I know it's like harder to see for when streaming, but I also want to make sure that I can what is this page? What was I doing here? Get status. Clear. Git fetch all. And git branch. I want to see what branches I have. I don't know if I started a branch 4 yet. No. And let me actually go back to Lovable real quick. And let me see what branch this is on. There's something up with Lovables, like they broke something. Like now this whole thing is on like an inner scroll. I don't even know what's going on. Apparently it's supposed to be launching V2 of this, and I hope it's better. Let's go to project settings. We'll go to GitHub. All right, so I'm on V3.0. So I'm going to make a new branch. Whoops, wrong thing. Let's do git pull all. I got all the code changes now. Let's just double check that everything is there, which it appears to be. And now I want, let's clear this, and we're going to do git checkout main, git merge v 0.1 or 0.3.0. Clear this, and then we're going to go and the reason why everything's broken is because I just switched and I didn't do an npm install, and I probably need to restart the server. Oh, there we go. That fixes it. Let me clear this out, and now we're going to do git branch v 0.4.0. Check out. Let's check out this branch, and we'll push it live. And then before we do anything, let's just make sure that Lovable is on the correct branch. There we go. All right. Oh, look, I don't know why this div is still selected. Here, get rid of this. Look at the UI is broken. It still thinks this div is selected. There we go. All right, but we're not going to do that. I'm just going to jump into the code and figure this out myself. So I want to figure out, I don't remember what this, let me see if I could find the game dashboard. We'll close this out and game dashboard. All right, and then there's a calendar date range picker. I don't think we need this. I did like the idea of having some sort of date thing up here, but I don't really care about that right now. So let me do this. I'm just going to let me actually just comment this out. And now the other thing that I wanted to look at and figure out is, oh, this is just a header. That's why. Yeah, we definitely don't need this download button. And actually, what maybe we can do is, maybe we can change this date picker and just turn this into a, maybe we can turn this into something later on, but I'll come back to that. What I wanted to do now is I need to figure out where this dashboard header is called so that I can work backwards into figuring out where this goes. So this is the dashboard header right here. And then we have, yeah, I wonder, my whole thing was, I don't even think we need this. It just brings the whole thing up. Although I feel like maybe, I think for right now, maybe what we'll do is we're just going to change it and we'll just put the game's name here. We'll do Cigar Smuggler. Then on the page, we'll leave that there. What I'm trying to find now is, I didn't understand where, these are the tab contents. Card showcase. All right. I'm a little confused at the moment of what, whoops, I was too aggressive there. City status. I think this has got to be it, right? No. Tabs content. I'm just going to keep randomly uncommenting things until I find the one that I want. What is going on for this? This is the page. This is, the whole thing is the tab content. If I do this, that was it. Look at that. All right, so we don't need this anymore. Yeah, my whole goal is really just to sort of tighten up the design here and just figure out what is critical and what is not. So the other thing I want to do real quick, and this is because I don't trust Lovable enough to do this for me, is I want to figure out how I can, let's see where the pages are. Pages, we have this index page right here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. Does Visual Code not have a... Let's do paste, rename. And this is going to be, I'm just going to call this UI. UI dashboard, and then now I got to remember where does React put its routes? Maybe I could find it through the index, packages, installed, bin. No. Is there a place where pages? You know what? Maybe I can find it this way. There's got to be one that's called /tests. What was the name? Test results. That's the name of it. Test. No, this isn't it. Ugh, I should remember this. Where does React handle all this stuff? It's not an index. Modules, source, main. App. Where are the routes? All right, let's go. I know where this stuff is. I don't know why I can't find this. It's not in the components, not invite. Index, all right. I wonder how this one had pages, libs, hooks, dashboard, find, context, components. Wow, where the hell does that go? Let's ask our little friend ChatGPT here for a second. Where can I change routes in a React? Oops. Right app. The React using the React router. I didn't see the route. Let me see. I gotta go back and find this tab. There we go. React DOM router. Does this not have routing? All right, no wonder I'm not crazy. I knew it's got to be somewhere around here. I guess this isn't using routing right now. All right, let's do this for a second here. What I want to do is I'm going to take the index page. I'm a little confused here. I just want to see. If you're using create browser routes, check main. Yeah, see, I wasn't seeing any of these things. I don't think it's set up routes. Main. React strict mode. React client. All right, so we'll do it this way. I'm gonna do. I'll have Lovable wire this up for me. What I just want to do on the index page is I wanted to change this stuff, and let's get rid of this game interface. That's concerning. Why doesn't this get rid of handle start? Is this working? Or is there like an error? Yeah, uncaught, invoke, not a function. I broke something here. Maybe it's this too? All right, this is something where I don't really remember or know how this template that I got was set up. So let's pass this back over to Lovable and have it fix this for me. So git status. Git commit or git add all git commit m UI and creating new UI dashboard. Git status, git push. All right, let's switch over to Lovable, and it should now pull in these updates. And okay, what I want you to do is I want you to create a route for UI dashboard, so I can go to /UI and see that page. All right, let's see if we can have it create this route. This is going to be part of the problem too, is we don't have any routes for anything. Although I have a feeling that it's all sort of taken care of in this template. Like this was never really designed to be multi-page, which is fine too. So I guess just to sort of map out what I'm thinking of doing, I guess we'll just, I've added the route, of course. It's going to be one of these mornings, huh? All right. Why can't you fix this? $182. You should see how many credits this takes me. 4 out of 5, just to get a single route going. All right. Even more things to fix. What was this issue? All import declared are unused. Cool. There should be UI. Why is there so many? What is it doing? It's outside of a dialog component. The menu bar menu components being used outside of a menu bar component. Let's analyze where the components are being used and fix the issue. So once I can get this page going, the whole goal of what I'm trying to do, and this is something that I've just learned with using any of these like vibe coding things, is that I need to create a single page that has all the UI on it, so that I can make sure that one, I can tell it like what components to use. The other is that I want to be able to make sure that I can always confirm that if it's making changes, it's not breaking other parts of the UI that I am using. So it looks like we now have the home and we have UI. No, wait, that isn't. Does the game still work? Wait, I don't know what the hell it decided it was going to do. What did it build here? Element UI dashboard. Pages UI dashboard. Why is... Did it rebuild my... Wow. Look at this. It rebuilt, it wrote over the entire code for this page and just put its own stuff there. That's crazy. That should not have happened. All right, whatever. It's sort of a blessing in disguise because now at least we have the game. So, all right, let me do this. You know, why am I having Lovable do this? I can just do this stuff myself. Ugh. And actually, I could probably just do it correctly. Get fetch all, get pull all. Ugh, I gotta set the upstream. I gotta figure out a better way of doing this. I guess because I'm just doing a pull without specifying the origin. 0.0, whoops. V 0.4.0, V 0.4.0. Status. Get pull. All right. So what it did was this. UI. It created this, but that's not what I actually had created before. So let's try this a different way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this page. Where is rename? I'm going to call this game. And yes, let's redo that. Let's go to the app. And the UI dashboard here is, whoops. UI dashboard is set to page game. We're going to rename this to refactor. We're going to call this, no, I can't refactor a name. Rename symbol. Game page. And we're going to call this game. So now, if we come back here, and we're at the root of our project, we hit slash and we do game. We'll now have the original game here that we can go back to. We should have tests, which is not wired up yet, so let's do that. And we'll import the test page, and this should be called test results. Right, so now we can go to tests and we can see our tests. And then the last thing I wanted to do was I wanted to come back here to this index. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste a new version of it. And we're going to call this rename UI dashboard. And then in our app, we'll create a new route for this. And we're going to call this UI page, UI dashboard. And we're going to call this UI page. All right, so now if we come here and we do UI, wow, what? Wow, you know what? I think that's my error. Because I think the actual dashboard itself is on this weird in this own page thing. Huh. Interesting. Let's look at this. Let's do this. All right, we have the game, the index page. I'm going to, let me see if I can just make this index page. Oh, it's so weird. It's routing to page TSX. Constant dash. This is the dashboard page, which is getting called from here. Interesting. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to clean up. I can't imagine this cigar display. All right, let's do this real quick. Git, all git cleaning up routes. And now what I want to do is I want to see if I move all of this stuff into the actual components folder. Yes. All right, so all these are separate. And then what I want to do is I want to rename this page. And we're going to call this dashboard. And update the imports, yes. So now we still have, this is working. Although it did cut out the, shoot, where did my top part go? Let me revert it real quick because that was a really weird oversight on my end. Unless menu. Maybe the app is the one that had the menu in it. I'm going to go on GitHub and take a look at what's going on here because I'm kind of curious about. No, it's not my projects, my repositories. I'm kind of curious about what is. Dashboard, page, utilities, game content. So this is the, what page is this? This is the menu. So what was actually, where's the component name? Menu, clever. Oh wait, here, I can just do it this way. Components UI, components menu toggle. I think my headphones are dying. I don't know how that's possible, but all right, let me see if I can stretch a wire over here. Oh, whatever. I guess my headphones are going to die. So much for the music. Yeah, I'm really confused here. I don't know. Let me reset this whole thing. Yeah, oh my God, it broke something, and I want to figure out how to get back to where I need to be. Can I go back through all of the commits here? Oh, that just opened up something weird. I want to go back in time through. All right, whatever. Let me close. I've never really used Git Lens, and I'm not. Let me get rid of Git Lens. Oh my God, I'm stuck right now. Let's do this. Let's go back to. Wait, are there minutes? You know what I can do? I can do it in Lovable. Let me go back and figure out what it screwed up in order to get here. So we did this, where I pulled in my changes, fine. And then as soon as we changed the UI router, it broke. Let me restore this version for a second. And let's see if I can get Lovable to do this correctly. I wonder what it was just breaking. I think this fix, whatever wound up going through this set of fixes, broke the menu bar. Watch, as soon as it fixes this, it's going to delete that menu bar, and that's what I need to go back. I think I might just have to go back to version 3 and then rebranch off of there. Oh, it's taking its sweet ass time today, huh? Alright, while this thing figures out what it's doing with its life, let's do this. RM, RF, source. So I'm just going to delete everything. Then I'm going to reset it to pull everything back. And then I'm going to get checkout main. All right. All right, so then let's do this. Git branch v0.4.1 off of main. And then I'll come back in and I'll just make these changes real quick. Now that I know what I'm doing, sort of. So how do I want to get this started first? Let's do this. Git checkout v0.4.1 before I make a mistake. And then I want to get back into, what was I looking for? Oh my God, where was that component? I think it was in dashboard. Let me just look for forwarded out. That should solve it. Let me look for any uses of city. Man, I'm so lost right now. I think this is the biggest problem with the vibe coding going back and forth between the two is that I don't really like, I can't control what Lovable does. So when it breaks something and I have to go back and revert and figure out everything, it's just annoying. All right, it's not in utilities. It's not in pages. It's somewhere in these components. There's a city cigar display, city stats. I think this city stats is this thing here. That is cigars available, right? Or not? City icon. Dashboard header. All right, so I think what we did before is we got rid of, well, we got rid of this thing. I wanted to keep the date range. So let's get rid of this whole button. Fine, we don't need this. And then when we were in here, this is the dashboard header, which was just that piece. We'll call this Cigar Smuggler. I was actually thinking of making a comment here of what I want to do. Let me go into this date range picker, and I'm going to leave a comment. I want to change this to show. Wait, let's just make this a to-do. To-do. Change this to just show the current day of the week and the weather. All right, we'll come back to that later. This way, we'll just have, at least we have a little bit of UI over there that's doing something other than just being empty space. And then now, excuse me, user nav. So the user nav is this thing. I don't know what this overview is. Price chart, fine. City stats. Oh my God, it's something like city dot name. Yeah, it's right here. I think this one was it. Guess that wasn't it. Bet you anything that this city navigation stuff is the old game. City name. Here we go. All right, so that's that one. So then the next one was in here somewhere. Oh, here it is, right here. All right, tabs, content. What is this? City stats? All right, I want to rename this to game stats. So at least some of this stuff, we'll start making some of this stuff a little bit clear. Tab content. I wonder why this has to be in the tab content. And what is this? All right, so this is the price chart cigar display. Fine. I don't know why it has to be inside of this tab contents. I guess the tab contents is what returns the tab contents. So I guess this whole thing is like all in one weird thing. All right, that's interesting. All right, the showcase goes away. And then I don't know what this close for this tab is and why this is so convoluted, but all right, we'll come back to that. All right, so I think I'm back to where I needed this to be. So let's do this. Git status, git add all, git commit, cleaning up UI changes, git push all. Oh. We got to fetch everything first. Let me reconnect this branch. V 0.4.1, V 0.4.1, git push all. What did I not bring down? Failed to... Okay, I see what it is. I need to check out V 0.4.0, git pull all these changes down. All right, git check out V 0.4.1, git push, rejected. Failed to push some references to Cigar. Because the push branch tip is behind the remote. Check out this branch and initiate the remote changes. Git pull before pushing again. Git check out V 0.4.0. Git fetch all. Git pull. Then git checkout scams. Hey 2D Heroes, how's it going? Git checkout v.4.1. Wait, I need to merge something here. Clear. Git status. What needs to be merged? Committed. Sure. There's an easy way of fixing this. Git checkout source / app tsx. All right, I just had to mute myself so I can cough. All right, unmerged. Git status. Whoops. Sure. Where's this stupid page? Where's app? God, I hate having to fix these stupid Git errors. Wait, why didn't it check out? Hold on a second. App. You have one different. Git pull to merge into your changes. Fine. Great, great, great. A whole bunch of stuff I don't care about. How did I get this thing so out of sync? I do not want to. Yeah, just take everything. I don't care. We're deleting this stuff anyways. Yeah, accept all changes from the left. How's it going, 2D Heroes? What's you up to? Git status. Oh my god. Alright, did we finally get this to commit again? Good. Git checkout v 0.4.1, which is all I was trying to do. Just listen to me yell at your work while I pixel. Yeah, that's gonna be a good chunk of this stream, I think. I've never built a game in React, so this should be fun. And my knowledge of React is very high level. All right, I pushed this branch. I need to make sure I'm on the right branch. Oops. All right, we are back in business. Now let me go back to this stupid thing. And let's get it to be on the right branch, and then we can move on to the next step. All right, so I'm gonna do, wait, I don't want you to fix any errors. I don't know what you're doing. What are the errors? You just hold your horses, because you just literally broke everything, so I don't trust you at the moment. Let's clear this, and I don't see any uncaught promise. Fine, yeah, that stuff is normal. That's because it's using, that's because the front end is trying to talk to Tori and it's not connected yet. Let's see here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to take everything out of this dashboard. I wonder if we can do this. These are the original components. These are, all right, we're gonna do a little bit of housekeeping because this is like a mix between what Lovable's trying to do and what the template I originally took is trying to do. So they are, it's just a little bit like scattershot. So let's do this. Let's rename. We're just going to get everything to look consistent here, or at least be consistent naming. And the reason why is because I also think that Lovable was having some trouble, like just understanding where everything was, because it's like all over the place. Whoops, unable to move. Oh, all right, we'll go back to this overview thing. This is one of those weird things where overview 1, and then let's rename this to overview, although I don't think it's actually unable to move. Why can't, because GS target already exists. Whatever. Copy relative path. Let's delete you. Git checkout. I don't even think it was being used, honestly. All right, we'll come back to that. Let's rename this to, I don't even know what the actual, I'm assuming classes are supposed to be camel case in TypeScript. I don't think we need this search, but we'll just rename it to search. Yeah, I'm assuming that search doesn't need to exist because we don't use it. Team switcher, we don't have either, and user nav we definitely have. So let's rename user nav. All right, so I'm going to delete. Wait, let's copy this path. I'm going to delete this. We don't need that. We don't need search. Delete permanently. We don't need the overview. Delete permanently. And we should be good to go now. So, okay, now all these are there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rename this to dashboard. Whoops. UI. Well, we'll call it dashboard and I'll deal with that later. Yes, now let's update everything. And now we should be back to something at least. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to do. Let's just do this. Git commit, git add. I'll git commit m cleaning up dashboard classes. I can't wait until like AI just does my git commits for me. There's a couple of tools. I haven't gotten them to fully work, but this would be like where I definitely would want it because I hate writing git commits. All right, we're going to move all this stuff here. And then we're going to fix the routes and reload this page. And everything should work. And then we're going to move dashboard into pages. Yes, let's fix the references to it. Let's delete these two folders. And now git status. Let's just double check here. New game, easy. All right, things are working. So now let's do git commit or git add all and git commit m moving dashboard to pages. Whew. All right, that was fun. Okay, so the whole goal of what I've been trying to do here and why this is sort of like all over the place is that I want to create a page that just shows all of the components in this dashboard view. And then that will be the reference that when I'm talking to Lovable and telling it to do things, I could say, okay, use this component, use that component, blah, 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 blah. And then what's wound up happening here is I'm going to rename this old index to game. I'm going to copy this and paste it. And then I'm going to rename this guy to dashboard UI. And now this guy, rename, will be index. All right, the other problem of why all this was sort of broken like this was because I had taken the existing game that I built independently and then merged it into a new template with this new design and then the old game code, but none of this was ever set up really for routes or any of that stuff. So okay, now git status git all git commit m creating new index game and dashboard pages. All right, I'm pushing all this now to Lovable. Let's go back to Lovable. It's now going to reload all this stuff. Actually, let me get my chair while it does this. And I'll have a little seat. Lower my desk. Hopefully I don't crush anything again like I did yesterday. Let's see. Oh my God, I can't close my door. All right, so now, oh my gosh, it's still trying to figure this out? Jeez. I guess any day now as Lovable figures out what it's doing with itself. All right, so while it does that, let's go back to, whoops. Oh, I don't know what that command did. No. Trying to remember the Windows keyboard shortcuts and not doing a great job at it either. Oh, hey, look, it loaded it. Of course, as soon as I went away from the page, it loaded it. All right. Now, I want to see, show the logs. What are these errors that it's talking about? Routes may only be used in the context of the router component. All right. I'm ignoring these errors because I think what's happened is that there's some like residual from when I previously enabled the routes, and I'm going to tell it to reconnect the routes. So I want you to create new routes with the index at root, the dashboard UI at /UI, the game at /game, and the test results at /tests. All right, let's have it do this. I can't stand having to deal with like the routes and stuff, and this is sort of where I try to like offload stuff that I don't want to do, to have Lovable deal with routes and setting all that stuff up in React. I got other things I want to take care of. And then once it figures this out, I'll go back over and then I'm going to start cleaning up this page. And I think what we'll start with is maybe we'll take something like this, this payment method, and we'll make this like medium, easy, hard. Although, yeah, in my other game, I was able to create different challenges, and I do want to bring that back. So the reason I'm saying that is because these three buttons, this is going to limit me. I'll have to think of another UI element to deal with. Oh, is the build unsuccessful? No, really? I'm so shocked. You're so good at this. And I'm not going to stare at this white screen. Oops. Oh my God, wrong key still. So, maybe what we can do is a little bit of a mix where we have some of the settings here, and what we could do is we could have a drop down that has the predefined difficulty settings, and then we can expose the settings below in sort of like an area, so that you can either take one of the regular presets, or if you hit you start changing things around, it'll become custom, and then later on we can add some logic to save it. But at least this way I can get back in some of that functionality to create new game modes and to tweak things. So let's get this guy fixed first, and then I do not want to refactor the menu. Why do we? The menu is quite large. You may want to. No, I'm not going to refactor. I'm not trusting you for that. Okay, let's just make sure nothing is broken. So we're still able to start a game. We have this. It's funny. I'm trying to think of like. I like having this menu bar, but I think what's going to wind up happening is I might just probably get rid of it. Oh, hey, look at that. Holy shit. It took it upon itself to refactor the navigation. It added a new menu item called navigation and gave me different views for each of these things. That's actually clever. And also annoying because I did not tell it to do that, so I hate when it just goes and does whatever it wants to do. It doesn't even confirm with me. It's not like, hey, I'm going to redo your nav bar. Hope you like it. All right, so let's do this. Git fetch all, git pull origin /v0.4.1. See if I can get this. Yeah, git pull all. Okay. Let's go clean up this navigation real quick, because where is the user nav? Is this it? Log out profile billing. Player stats, recent. Let's just look for navigation. There's got to be a string for it somewhere around here. Game interface, city navigation. Where's the nav bar? I don't understand how this template was created. Let's go here into, we'll go to index. And let me just go find this nav bar. Page, return, dashboard, header. Is it above the header? So this is the index. Let's go up to the app. Game provider, interesting. Those are the routes. And let's go to main. React strict mode. Where the hell does it put this navigation, huh? Let's see if we search it this way. Interesting. It's not there. File. What is creating this thing? Let's just do show playlist. Menu bar, checkbox item. All right, well, I found it. This is component menu. So let's rename this because it's not following the other conventions, which it won't let me do because it hates the fact that I'm just changing the casing of it and not the case of it. Menu bar. Just make sure there's nothing else that's called menu bar around here. Yep. All right. So now let's see, where are we? What I wanted to do, let's try to give us some more space here. I want to find this navigation. Menu bar trigger. This is part of the UI. I'm just trying to catch, or at least figure out what's going on in all these things. All right. All right, this is fine. I got it right here. So this is menu bar menu. Like if I cut this out, it'll disappear from there. And what I wanted to do is go over to like where view is. And let's do this. And we're just gonna, I'm just gonna get rid, well, let's just add this to view and then we'll, I don't know why, I just feel like it made sense to maybe clean up this for some reason, although now I don't want to do this. Okay, whatever, we'll just call this here, navigation. And then this way at least I can go back through these different ones. What I really want to do is I want to find our page, which is game page. And I want to start pulling some of this stuff apart. So if I did this, no wait, not game page, sorry, it's index page. We have this card showcase. So I'm going to get rid of everything above it into tabs. And in this card showcase, I think what I'm going to take out is let's do this report issue card. And I think we just need to import it is the problem. All right, there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have Lovable turn this into a new game. So let's find this report issue card. Because I actually kind of like this and I do want to keep this. Where? Components, cards, report issue card. We're going to rename this one and we're going to call this new game card. And now we can come back into here. New game card. Oh, just changed the name already. New game card. What did I break by doing this? Right, cannot find the name because all I did was rename the stupid file. Let's do this. New game card. The only reason I didn't do a refactor was because I didn't want it to accidentally try to rename the other thing. But now I'm concerned. Why are there all these errors? So now let's update the import and we should be good to go. All right, so now I can come into this and I can tell this new game. We'll do area. We'll make this area thing difficulty. And we'll do easy, medium, hard, and we'll do custom. So let's just make this value easy, medium, hard, marred, hard, and custom for right now. This security level stuff we can get rid of. We don't need that. So when you start, you'll pick your difficulty. We're going to make subject name. What should we call you? You know what we'll do? We'll actually just make a little joke of no name. And we'll leave that as the thing. And we'll get rid of this description. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to go back and let me look back at this index page and, oh wait, this is the new one. I'm gonna go back at the dashboard and then we have this card showcase. And if we go back to navigate and we look at the dashboard UI, I'm gonna take this cookie settings. Where's this cookie settings? So I'm gonna create a new cookie settings. We're gonna call this rename game settings card or we'll call this difficulty settings card. Difficulty settings card. And inside of here, we'll just call this difficulty settings card. Oh, I don't know why I did that way. Doesn't show how much I'm paying attention this morning. All right. And now, actually, you know what? I don't even know if I really want a separate card for this. I think I just want, let me see if I can do this. Let's go back to our new game card. We can just add this below it. It's going to break because all this stuff isn't imported. Import. Is that the, wait, no, hold on a second. Oh, come on. Where, I was to make sure, something just got a little weird there. I want to make sure that these are components that are being imported directly from this. I just noticed it was trying to import the thing from, where was it trying, I guess from the maps, or the graph library. All right, so here we are. We're getting a little bit closer now to something. I'll have what's its face? I'll have Lovable change this, but we'll just do. We'll just call this settings. And what were the other? So let me think of just. Oh, you know what? I know what I can do. Let me go back to. Actually, hold on. Let me pull up a thing real quick off screen. I just need to find the document. All right, here we go. All right, so what I wanted to do is I have this game design document, and these are all of the different things that allow you to configure a game. Game ID, total events, odds, minimum bribe, maximum bribe, store. All right, so what we're going to do is for these game modes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have it populate out all the values. So let me go back to here. So when you go to create a new game, it's going to give you a whole bunch of different values for all the things that you can tweak in the game. And then when we do easy, medium, and hard, it's going to pre-populate those values. And as soon as you make any changes to them, it's going to go custom. So let me write, well, I'm just going to tell it what to do. So let's do this. So git status, git add all, git push all, wait, git commit, creating new game card. Okay, so now we have that pushed back, and if we come over to here, let me force Lovable to redo that. And oh wow, that was quick. Okay, so what we want to do is I want you to wire up the new game card to starting a game. Let's do this in pieces, because if I give it too much, it's just going to like not understand what the hell to do. I'm just trying to think of where I want to send it once it's done. There's one other thing I want to do. I want to create a I want to create a new page here. I'm going to rename this real quick. Rename. We're going to call this test game, I guess. Sure. Yes, let's update that. And then we're going to create this new thing. We're going to copy and paste this guy. We're going to rename this. And we're going to call this game. The reason why I'm doing it is because I'm going to take the dashboard UI, which has everything, and it already is basically like sort of wired up for the game. Like if I go here to home, no, it's technically right now it's just this dashboard UI. And if I did new game, easy, it would start a new game. So we're going to try to get Lovable to reconfigure this stuff. Let me go into this game here. I just want to make sure that this is, let's rename this to game page. Does this index page have a, yeah, see all these things are, it's funny when I rename the file, it doesn't rename the, it doesn't rename the actual oh my god, my brain. It doesn't actually rename the class. What I'm just trying to think through why I was sort of getting stuck there is I'm trying to decide whether it should all be one page or multiple pages, and I don't remember where the navigation is. I guess we're going to figure all this stuff out. This thing is called index. Let's call you test game. We have test results, test game not found, index page, sure, game page, and dashboard page. All right, perfect. All these things are now correctly named. Git add all, git commit, cleaning up page names and creating new game page. All right, let's push this back up. Why is this hanging here? Why is this hanging? Clear. Git status, push all. Oh my god, my brain is hurting. Let's see if I'll just make a new session. Git, how about this? Git whoa, Git's completely, is Git down? Could they just not have like a yes or no? I guess it would have been easier if I was going to GitHub. All right. That's weird. Well, this severely impacts my ability to actually do anything at the moment if I can't push anything back to Git. Fun. This can't just be me, is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, finally. All right, that went back through. All right, so now it's pulling this up. All right, so I want you to wire up the new game card to starting a game. When when you select a difficulty in the new game card, it should load up it should create an object with all of the game's configurable values, and when you hit submit, load the game page past the difficulty values to the game and start a new game with it. Anyone want to take bets that this isn't going to work? I'm asking a lot of it here. Well, it does is I'm going to go grab a quick drink of water. I will be back in a minute, and let's see if this finishes when I get back. All right, I am back. Let's see what damage it caused. Of course, there's a build error. Why would there not be? I mean, in its defense, I did break a bunch of stuff. Let's see what it. Excuse me. Let's see what it actually. Or I did tell it to do a lot of stuff. Let's see what it actually comes up with. Wait, why did it delete all that stuff? I wanted all that stuff. Jesus. Hi, Daniel. My man, the legend. Well, I don't know how legendary I am as I stream to myself, basically, but welcome to the stream as I fight with Lovable and an AI to do my coding for me. All right, let's see. So yeah, you resolve this TypeScript error. We select something. I'm not even gonna like test that just yet. All right, the changes are minimal to keep the existing functionality index page component intact. The new game card will continue to handle the game initialization before. All right, so let's restart this. Let's select a difficulty, and we start a new game, and went to the wrong thing. Yes, there was definitely a sign where I would code for food. I know. I do wish I'd kept my flashbomb.com domain. Somebody had actually bought it, and I don't think they're using anything. I don't know. Hopefully, this is a safe search. Oh, it's for sale. $4,000. I could buy my old domain back. I mean, it was only famous because of me, or at least worth that much because of it. All right, let's go back into this and figure out what it's doing here and why it is. Well, this is pretty interesting now. What it actually did was it moved the game into this nav. I wonder if I can get Lovable to actually. Let's see if we can get it to actually use the UI for that dashboard. All right, let's see here. Let's go back. I'm going to go to my other. Wait, where did I lose my? Here we go. So let me figure out what. Oh, well, let's do this. We'll do it piece by piece, right? So let's see. I want to git fetch all, git pull all. All right, so now if we get out of this UI for a second, I just want to see where it's going and what it's doing here. We create a new game. It starts the game with $90 and $100. Now let's go back to, let's go back to root. Easy. I'm an idiot. I meant to make that a different setting. Medium. 60 days. All right, I think it's tweaking some of this stuff. You're in Jacksonville. I haven't been to Jacksonville in a long time. I went to school at FSU, so wasn't far away from Jacksonville. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to try to get this to. I wonder. Actually, you know what? I have a better idea. What if I move some of this stuff into there and then tell it to rewire it up for me? So if I go to this dashboard here, I want to go look at sorry, someone was just calling me and I just wanted to make sure I sent them a message. Okay, so what was I trying to do? I wanted to look in the dashboard UI. Let's go here to navigation. We'll go to this page. And now let's take a look at. It's funny because I wonder if I bring over this whole thing. Oh, it hated that idea, huh? Well, that's mostly because this is not returning anything. I'm wondering if this is probably going to be like way too much for Lovable to handle, but let's give it a try. Okay. We're on the I want you to refactor the game page to use these UI components from the dashboard. use the location. Oh, well, I'm just kind of curious. I'm just going to tell it to do this, and let's see what the hell it actually does. Because I'm kind of curious how far I can push it when it's a really vague prompt like this. Because the other way to do it, which is probably what I'll wind up reverting to, is that I'm just going to go component by component and have it replace it on this page. Well, when I do that, I wonder if I go to a different... Man, the police stop you way too much. I also have no money, so... Whoa, what the hell happened there? It went... it jumped to a completely different page. All right, let's see what it's doing here. That was weird. Yeah, there's something weird I noticed on the when I migrated everything over to this new template, that it wired up for some reason to the locations to they change your money to help resolve the TypeScript error in TypeScript. The errors indicate the two functions are declared but never used. So why are you writing? Oh, writing test game. Yeah, it screwed this whole thing up because now it's just thinking that the test game is the actual thing. Whatever, I'll fix that later. Let's just keep trolling it until it actually gets to something working again, and then we'll take inventory of the damage. While it does that, I was going to look for something off screen real quick. All right, let's see here. Are we done? No. This was like a huge ask. It's like, hey, just rewire the UI for an entire game. Good luck. But it should have enough of the context, I believe, to make this work. Oh. The real question, though, is this a real... Is this the real game, or is this the other page? So what I'll do is once it's done wiring up these things, I'll... Oh, cool. Now Lovable itself just crashed. The one thing I am noticing, though, is that it did... There was a problem I was getting yesterday where it couldn't load its Lovable's own debugging stuff, and it kept warning me to upgrade the project, but that seems to have gone away now. I think it must have had something to do with the fact that it needed to restart the entire dev environment, so I didn't use it overnight. So it shut down that and then restarted it and probably rechecked out everything. Oh my god, what is... Oh, let me go to... I wanted to go to Medium to see if it changed. Yeah, it did. This is changing the data. This restart game is new. But that's why we're going to use this menu for that kind of stuff. All right. Trigger game update. Yeah, keep fixing this. I made the following changes. I added trigger game start update. The function acts as a placeholder to resolve TypeScript errors, keeping all existing functionality intact. I don't know why it's hung up on this. Key point is either use declared function or remove it. This is since there was no clear usage, I removed the placeholder function. But its value is never read. City state. All right, let's ignore that for a second. Oh wait, but it's not going to do anything. Why won't it rewire itself? Let's take a look at the old way that it was implemented, which was actually, let's pull down all these changes. Git pull all, or git fetch, then git pull all, and now let's see what it did here. So we create a new game, we hit start, and it was giving us an error about Tori, fine. These are all normal errors. Tori, all right, I don't know where that issue is coming from, but let's do this. I actually want to make this be a new, all right, I'm like, my brain's like all over the place. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. It does look compellingly good. So I guess the real question now is, let's go here. Let's go back to Lovable, and then we're going to tell Lovable to now, all right, wire up the game's locations to wire up the game's location tabs to change locations and advance the day in the game. Wire up the game's location tabs. Right. Let's see if having it wire up these tabs will actually fix the that other TypeScript error it's getting. And then I'm just sort of thinking through oh my god, it's so bright. That bright theme is like intense. All right, so on update stays declared, but it's never used. We're back to this thing again. But it is changing the location. I have a weird idea. I just wanted to between the numbers. So when they change, they increment up or down to the target value. Using equation. Oh my god, I cannot spell the word equation today. You figure it out. I don't care. I don't even know if it's like a good or a bad thing that the LMs don't really give a shit about my spelling. The numbers in the city stats component using custom hook for a smooth number transition. I'm just curious to see if I can get that smoothed out. It's a little minor thing, but I really want to. I'm really curious because I want to just see what like extra polish I can add to it. But the big thing that's going on right now is that I don't think the game is running correctly because there's no reason why the money should be increasing. Also, I'm not seeing any events. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so much better now. No, wait. Oh, you messed up what I wanted to. Change the number tweening should be from the current value to the new value. All right, let's see if it fixes it this way. But that's so much better. It just, the number was like so jarring the way that it was before. So now at least we'll have it where it'll like each time it'll increment up and down. All right, fix that is animating thing, which took down the whole site. Instead of returning the number of the hook, great. Benefit of this approach. Let's start the game. I love when it like tells me like, oh, here's the benefit of this. I did this thing so well, and then like it never works. Come on. Trying to render an object directly in JSX, which is happening because we changed the used tweened number hook. All right, so let's start the game. Well, it's completely not doing what it's supposed to do. Also, I really want to know why the hell is the... Why is the cache like all over the place? All right. Not setting the refactor the number animation to always start at the current value and go and ease to the new value. So if the day is at 10 and the next next day is 11, go from 10 to 11. If the cache is 100 and then something is bought or sold and the cache becomes 50, start at 100 and go down to 50. All right, let's see if it understands a more detailed example of what I wanted to do with this number tweening. Then I'm just sitting here thinking through how I want the rest of the interaction stuff to work. All right, I don't see anything now. Oh man, it's so annoying when it does this. It like keeps telling me that it's done this, but it's not. All right, let's. All right, can you add a debug area at the bottom? Screen that shows all of the game's current values, their name and names. Show all the cigars. Now let's just see what it does first. What I'm trying to figure out is I want to figure out why when I switch to a new location, the cache changes. And I don't know if that's something that's just being hard coded in the front end or if that's actually something that's a bug in the game. So let's do this. New game, easy. And what I want to see is the cache. So we go to Miami, go to Key West, and we go to Havana, and then all of a sudden it all right, let's continue on for a second and then we'll, can you make the savings gray out when not in Fort Lauderdale? And also add a label to Fort Lauderdale that it has the bank, like this. I'm pretty sure that before, I guess it didn't. Where's the old game? Ugh, it's like messed everything up. All right, let's see if it'll fix this, and I'll just deal with this later. Let me go back to the game itself. Start. All right, so the real key of what what I want to do here is that I want to wire up. I'm just going to keep like messing around with the UI stuff and getting it sort of working, like fixing like the tweening stuff, making sure that certain things are displaying correctly. And then I'll go in and I'll start fixing the actual game code itself. I made two main changes. Grayed out the savings card when not in Fort Lauderdale, and the city navigation with a bank label for Fort Lauderdale. All right. I think it has actually said that like the most New York accent ever. Fort Lauderdale. Why does this is so weird. I wonder why it's not using the same UI. Can you update the game's location tab to use the same component and design as the one on the UI page? All right, let's see if we can get it to fix that. Is it supposed to be white? Let me also just take a screenshot of it when it screws this up. Yeah, like it's not making it white. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I don't know if that's something that just got introduced from before. Cool. I like how it just makes shit up. Why did it add all this stuff here? I'm kind of curious if I go back a bit. I want to see, did this version have, wait, let's do it in this history here. Did this version have white text? No. How do I want this to clean itself up? This is such a... The toggle should look like this. It's not correctly styled. Ooh, you know what I want to see? Let's go back here to the UI and see if it broke it there. Nope. Where is that component? Game stats, tabs, content. Should be tabs TS. Implement that without changing any style. in the game. All right, let's see if it fixes this now. No, it looks like on mobile. All right, it's not bad. What we'll do is, of course, there's a build error. Why would there be? Oh my God, what did it do here? This was sounds before. Now with just the unused. Wow, are you like? I got to see what it's done here because it's totally screwed this up here. Oh, you know what's funny? In this version, it's actually showing correctly. So I think it just had, I guess when it wired it up is when it broke it. So what I want to do is I was going to take the dashboard UI and I'm going to copy all of this over into the game. Is it game or test game? I think it's test game. Yeah, so let's delete this right now so we don't get confused. And let's rename this game. Yes. And let's give this thing rename symbol to game page. All right. So what I wanted to do was it has like all this stuff around here. All right, let's just thinking through what I need to do here. Let's take a look at, this restart game stuff, flex return. I want to actually do this. I want to put this in here, which it hates. Let's go back to the dashboard. Because technically it's all of this it needs. Must have one parent element. All right, how did it do that before? I thought it did in this, it does like an empty div, like that. All right, so get rid of you. Put this here, whoops. And now, there we go. All right, so now this is giving me all these errors because these things are not imported. Add import. Add import from components. Add import from components. And from components and card showcase we don't need. So did I fix everything? There we go. All right, so now we have this thing at the top and at the bottom, but one is correct and one is not. Look at this stuff. Yeah, okay, it's only... Interesting. So those things are working. The bank is working. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to tell it to wire up this navigation, which actually appears to be working. What I don't understand is why... Let me just do something really stupid here. Let's do git add all git commit m trying to fix game UI. Whoops. Git push. All right. And now we'll come back here. Let's get it to reinstate this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it what component I want to use as the... All right. And actually, what I should have done is, while I'm here, I bet you I can get rid of this price chart, right? Get rid of this. Oh, it didn't like that because I didn't delete it correctly. We can get rid of this. And what I was kind of curious about is the game stats are using the same game stats, right? They're using the same game stat component, so we don't need this. I wonder if navigation is triggered I wonder if I pull out this city navigation, and this is the header. If I put this here, and I remove all of this stuff, now these changes are not wiring back up to, but these ones are. What is causing that trigger? This isn't even used. This isn't used. Wait, all right, before I start breaking this stuff, let me see here. There should be handle city change is the callback for that. And then we have this tab trigger. What does the tab trigger do? All right, let's see if we can let's see if we can get Lovable now to... Wait, let me do some other things here, because I hate, like, it gets so confused with this stuff. Oh, wait, I want to be in tabs. I want to be in the game. Locations. All right, I'm going to tell it to wire up on Cigar select. Yeah, I wanted to do this. I think it's this tab list. That is, yep, that's what I want. Okay, let's do this. Git add all, git commit m, removing old UI, git push all, and then we'll go back into Lovable and we'll have it fix this. You restore. By wiring up the tabs to use the same game callback handle city change as the city navigation, and remove the city navigation once once this tab list is working correctly. All right, let's see. And then I'm going to probably call it a day in a couple of minutes. Let's see if we can get this working. If we can get the tabs working, the UI wired up. I didn't make as much progress today as I had hoped, but I did make some progress. And what I keep trying to think about is where do I want to put the buying and selling. And I think what we can do is at the below the cigar availability, we'll just add the buy sell. We'll have an input field there. No. You didn't do what I wanted you to do. Cannot find module corresponding. All right, let's just do one quick update and see if this works. But I have a feeling it deleted the wrong thing. I think the other way we need to do this is I'm going to revert, and then I'm going to tell it to make both of the tabs work identical, and then I'll delete the one I don't want anymore. Because this is not what I wanted. Yeah. Okay, you didn't get what I wanted. All right, let's exit this. We'll go to easy. And okay. I want you to refactor the, what was it called? It was the tab list. Let's just do this. I'll just copy this so I can get the reference. Refactor the tab list to use just like the city navigation. All right, let's see on the game page. Both tab groups or tab components should function the same without changing the look or style. Simply implement the logic required to call handle city change. All right, let's see if we're a little bit more explicit this time. All right, I think this will be my last change of the day, and then tomorrow I'll be back at 9 and I'll do the same thing. Made the following changes to wire up the city navigation properly. Add. Why does it delete this stuff? Okay, at least I don't know why it deleted the back into the game page and fix the imports for it. All right, so let's get it to show us back the debug code. The irony is that I think it's just doing, well, no, the days are incrementing correctly. I just don't know what, God, it just like breaks things. Like it took out all the easing animation and everything that we just added. Like, it's like you do like one step forward and like 8 random steps backwards. All right, so remove the redundant stuff. We still have this error because it doesn't know how to actually remove anything. All right, add back in the number tweening for the day, cash, savings, and inventory. Be sure to always start the tween the value at the current value and ease to the new value. All right, let's see if we can add that back in. And then tomorrow I'll add in the logic for buying and selling the cigars. I'll get the other stuff working. Oh my God, it broke this. What the hell does it do that like makes it think that it's okay to just break the styles like this? So annoying. Now I have to go back and figure out how. Wait, did it break it on the UI? No, the UI is correct. Oh my god. What is it doing? It's like not doing anything that it's supposed to do. I just didn't make any progress today. But at least under the hood, I'm starting to clean things up, and I'm starting to move the code around and get rid of all the garbage that I have that I've sort of inherited by taking the originally generated out game and then mixing it with this new template. Let's see if this last thing fixes whatever this issue is, and then I'll just come back and try this another day. Nope, didn't do anything. All right, well, I'm going to call it a day, and I'll try this again tomorrow. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will be back tomorrow.